John's bullying me now. I said BVC, B versus C, not BBC. Right, row number 1 then will be Leo Brown, the number 33. In second place, 45, Lucas Ellingham. We did an interview with him in the Paddock Show. Tune into that in about an hour's time, I think, roughly. Row 2, 37, Benjamin Ballou. 173, Ollie Goodyear is alongside, with row number 3 being 65, Spencer Brown, and 14, Jack Cooper. Row 4, number 22, Oliver Kerr, and the Wilton Mill plate, Jamie Rogers. Row 5, the 67 of Louis Weaver, and 13, Zaki Hussein. Row 6, 49, Bobby Rosier, and 70, Romarian Ubi. So row 7, 93, Oliver Duffel, 84, Chris Banderi. Row 8, 125, Paul Samard, 73 of Daniel Mortonis. Row 9, 41, Darren Marzal, and 54 of Blake Noble. Row 10, 27, James Tester with 35, Adriel Ngoa. Row 11, 15, Sam Light, and 91, Ben Page. Row 12, 99, Kasper Pajecki with 97, Julian Rapiza. Row 13, 43, Stefan Kashmich. Row 17, Mark Sayers. Row 14, 68, Philip Rawson and Jack Collins. Row 15, Nathan Schaefer and Clive Ching. And apologies if I messed up. Like 70% of those names, I was told to do it quite quickly.
Perfectly timed, I would say. Here we go then. Under green flag now in senior Rotax, Lucas Ellingham unusually drops a position there at the start, down into P3. Spencer Brom right behind him as well. Lots of big names in this one. There you go, right back down the inside at Christmas corner goes Lucas Ellingham, as you said during the grid there. We had a great, well, you had a great chat with him, didn't you, in the Paddock Show? So stick around for that at the lunch break. But look at those moves down into Ashby. A couple of drivers sending it down the inside. This is right in the middle of the pack. Who's that? Is that Oliver Kerr on the outside getting forced out? Yes, it is, on the 22 plated car. Just dropped a couple of positions there as the 57, was it the 67, Louis Weaver actually, who snuck through there, and another driver did as well. Couldn't quite spot the number. There's a late move though. Is that the WM plate of Jamie Rogers? Yes, it is. What a move into the boot. We know he likes this that one. I've seen him win a couple of races by that move into the boot, but there you go, moves himself up into 5th place.
Yeah, plenty of moving and shaking all among the field, actually. And Zaki Hussein, Darren Marzal, James Tester and Sam Light all falling down the order, all 4 of them really at the same sort of spot. But Leo Brown is leading this one with 67, just going through there. And that was James Weaver against potentially Jack Cooper. Contact warning for number 10, Schaefer, as a 73 of Daniel Martonis is unfortunately probably going to come back on about 5 or 6 places down on where they came off. I'm pretty sure I was just wondering, yeah, it's the only novice driver.
Yeah, I'm just confused because it says Kuranox on the back of his thing, and I know from commentating at White House there's a Daniels Kuranox. So, don't know why his last name's different on this, but who knows, anyway.
Well, there's a number 10, there's a contact warning for Nathan Schaefer, as I said. And to be honest, this race has really been very fast and frantic, hasn't it? It's been hard to keep up with. To be fair, it is always fast and frantic, isn't it? But along with having to read all the names out rapidly, I've sort of lost track of where everybody is. But Lucas Ellingham's up to 2nd place. Benjamin Ballou in 3rd. Spencer Broham is not giving him a moment's rest, though, in 4th place. Jamie Rogers in the WM plate is in 5th. Ollie Goodyear currently has the fastest lap of the race. Expect that to
contact! Down. Oh, a half spin there. Was actually turned back round with Spencer Broham. That was Jamie Rogers trying to get down the inside. Maybe a bit too ambitious there. Bit of contact was made, but luckily for Spencer Broham, got returned back around by the same driver.
Tell you what, I jumped out of my skin at that point because I was looking at that, and all of a sudden you jumped out the chair. And, oh my god, what's going on? Anyway, fastest lap of the race goes to Lucas Ellingham, who starts the fight to catch up to Leo Brown. And if there's any driver in the Wilton Mill Kart Club that can do that, I would put money on Lucas Ellingham being that one. 22 and number 14 going side by side. Oliver Kerr overtaking Jack Cooper, I believe that was. But it's not going to stay that way for too much longer, is it, John? Because they seem to be very keen on battling each other.
Indeed they do. I mean, it's senior Rotax, so we expect anything less.
True.
But yeah, Ollie Kerr at the front of this group. Oh, the 49 thought about it on the inside, makes a bit of contact. They all just keep it together there. Spencer Broham also getting a bit frustrated, want to move his way back through the order. So this is Jack Cooper with Bobby Rozier behind, then Spencer Broham. So Oliver Kerr's managed to make it through on Jack Cooper, actually, up into 7th place on that lap as Lucas Ellingham continues to set fastest lap after fastest lap. That gap at the front, now 0.6 seconds between himself and Leo Brown. I think only a matter of time before he goes to a move for the lead.
Yeah, he was 3.5 tenths of a second quicker, wasn't he, on the last lap as the 65 goes through on the 49. That's Spencer Broham on Bobby Rozier. So So again, Spencer Burham moving through the order. The only driver on that last lap not to make an improvement on his lap time. He was about 4 seconds off, to be honest, as well. So
that was because he had that half
spin.
He
had that big incident, actually, didn't he, in the midfield. Sorry, there's so much going on. Louis Weaver sets the fastest lap of the race at 45.14, about 200ths of a second quicker than Lucas Ellingham.
Very impressive. It'll be interesting to see if it goes back the other way. Yes, it does.
There we go. Of course it does.
44.94 for Lucas Ellingham as he continues to chase down your leader, that 33 of Leo Brown. Looking in there, activating human DRS up towards Christmas Corner was Lucas Ellingham. As there's a late move from Jamie Rogers. He loves one of those. Down the inside he goes, through on Ollie Goodyear, up into 4th place.
Yeah, and he just set the fastest lap. So Jamie Rogers not messing about. It didn't look like he lost that much time going for that move on Ollie Goodyear either. So expect him to join the party soon for the podium positions.
Indeed. Now, those drivers behind are pretty close. Benjamin Ballou, Ollie Goodyear, Jamie Rogers, all of that lot. Now, how quickly does Lucas Ellingham decide to go for a move here? How much time does he lose for both of them? Does he allow for those drivers behind to catch back up? We're going to have to wait and see. Still 3.5 minutes left on the clock as they go through. And once again, another fastest lap for Lucas Ellingham.
Yeah, but it's not like Leo Brown is particularly slow either.
No,
so,
no, very true, very true.
Following Leo Brown is not the worst thing you can do in the world. You will still probably pull away from 98% of the people on this grid. It's only the likes of Jamie Rogers that really looks like he's got the option of turning the boosters on when he needs to. He's the only driver on that previous lap that put in a 44. Just having a look actually. Yeah, no, you're right. Louis Weaver. All right, I'm wrong. Spencer Brown did it as well. Quite a lot of drivers, but they're slightly further down the order and not necessarily in contention for a race win.
There's a bit of that's been a bit of contact for was he 87 there? Yeah, Clive Ching currently in 29th place. I think he's had a bit of contact there. Definitely a drop nose cone there for Clive.
Yeah, 5-second penalty coming his way, unfortunately. But it's all about the experience when you're a novice. Don't worry too much about the penalty.
Spencer Brown has seen red here. The red mist has descended after that earlier incident with Jamie Rogers. Fastest lap goes the way of him, a 44.73, and made up 2 positions on that last lap. Now up into 8th place.
Yeah, the battle for the race lead, though, is heating up. And Benjamin Ballou is actually falling behind Jamie Rogers, I feel, as well. In fact, I think Benjamin Ballou's gone all the way down into 6th position. So, yeah, not ideal lap for him. But this is the fight for the race lead, isn't it? As Leo Brown now has to decide what he's going to do. When is the attack?
There it is.
Ellingham coming. And straight as I say that, up the inside, through the boot. Lucas Ellingham, really late move, but that one can catch a driver out so quickly, can't it?
Indeed, yeah. Lots of the senior Rotax drivers love that late move at the second apex of the boot. He's got it done and already trying to pull ahead now, not allow for that re-overtake from Leo Brown. Because if that happens, then they both start losing time, and Jamie Rogers really isn't that far behind. But Lucas Ellingham already doing a good job there. And I think doing it at a place on a circuit where he could sort of block on the exit of that overtake, make sure he had it done, and then immediately extend that gap.
Yeah, he's very experienced here at Wilton Mill, isn't he, Lucas
That's
Ellingham?
the understatement of the century.
Yeah, exactly. He loves the place. He knows it inch perfect inside and out. So there's anybody going to be able to make the move and measure that one up, it is going to be him. And he's here for the full season again, because obviously we were chatting to him at the paddock show, and looking forward to seeing how he gets on. If anybody can stop him as well.
But of course he changed class for this year.
Well, true. Doesn't really seem to have slowed him down.
No, it was the Lucas Ellingham show in Senior X30s. Now it's the Lucas Ellingham show in Senior Rotaxes, as he is leading the championship after round 1. Now grabbing a race win. Well, hopefully for himself in race number 2. As again, I've done the commentator's curse 2.5 times already today. I don't want to be doing it to Lucas Ellingham.
Yeah, let's round it out to a swift 3.5 potentially. As championship leader, I'd give you another half a point for that one, actually.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, it's all right. Round it up to a good 4. But yeah, he's absolutely flying here. There's absolutely no reason that he shouldn't be able to just keep going and continuing his good pace. Leo Brown looks fairly comfortable in second place. It doesn't look like he's got the answer to the pace of the leader. Although there's still a lot of water on the outside of that final corner. All these drivers seem to be holding it together quite nicely, but just goes to show that in those divots on the exit curve, there still is little pockets of water that you don't really want to be kicking up onto your tyres or kicking up onto the circuit, as we saw in a couple of the classes earlier on. What about the other drivers then? Jamie Rogers in a bit of no man's land. He's in 3rd place in the WM plate. Again, putting in some really quick times. Not quick enough to catch the leaders, but quicker than those behind him, unless you Louis Weaver, to be fair, actually, and said that, and who's putting a 44.6. Again, really quick, but not close enough to really challenge for the podium.
Look at the top 9 are all within 0.2 of a second, 2 to 3 tenths on the lap time. Ridiculous.
It is very, but it means they're not really catching up to anybody ahead of them, though.
No.
They're sort of stagnated almost. So they're in a battle, that's the battle they're going to be in. Yeah. Ollie Goodyear, Spencer Broham, Now, I would probably, there we go, Spencer Broham getting ahead of Ollie Goodyear, and so did Benjamin Ballou as well, actually. So those guys really close to each other in that fight for around about the top 5.
Indeed, yeah, moving his way back through the order nicely. It was Spencer, after that earlier incident with Jamie Rogers, dropped him down to about 10th place, I think it was, moves himself back up into 6th, as we are now on the final lap of the race. Lucas Ellingham still with the fastest lap of the race, still leading us, and looking to soon be taking the checkered flag and taking maximum points from heat number 2.
Yeah, and of course that sets him up nicely for the final. Although actually, to be fair, he's got another heat to go, hasn't he? Because these guys with the split grids, they'll have their heat 3, which is coming up after lunch. Oh, as the checkered flag is flown. We didn't even realise we're on the final lap. I do apologise about that. Lucas Ellingham, that's on me again. Lucas Ellingham takes the victory ahead of Leo Brown and Jamie Rogers in the WM plate. The 4th place was Louis Weaver, and 5th was Oliver Kerr. 6th was Spencer Broham, with 7th going Benjamin Ballou. 8th was Ollie Goodyear, and 9th was Paul Simard. 10th being Jack Cooper. Yes, I do apologise. I missed that. To be honest, I don't usually do karting that often, and I always get mistaken the fact that we only have 8-minute races, aren't they? They're very quick, very fast,
very quick.
It's very entertaining, obviously, as well. But the checkered flag does sneak up on me.
Indeed, sadly, I don't know what to refer to him as now, Daniels Curinox or Daniels Martinonis, but that's what it says on here, so I'm going to call him Daniels Martinonis. Himself and Blake Noble had a bit of an incident there on the last